Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast of a no name podcast. I'm joined again by my co-host,
Manny,
hostess.
hostess.
Oh
Ricky.
my God, Ricky. Ricky, you always mess up the intros, man.
Hey,
Last week as well.
and honestly,
Hey, actually, you did a cool thing. Do it again with your voice changing thing.
you
Oh, you should do, yeah,
you
yeah.
you you do know that was not from last week's episode. That was from the episode that we did record, but end up having no audio.
Don't break
Whose
kayfabe.
fault?
No, I'm just
Okay, yeah,
kidding.
that's true.
It's not my
Anywho,
fault.
Nah, that's tight. All right. Guys, if you're viewing this video, you can catch us on Google Podcasts, Spotify. You can catch us on Apple Podcasts. We go YouTube. We're on YouTube as well. We go live with our episodes on Tuesdays most of the time,
Except for today.
uh, except for today, where we're switching it up, or because we made a mistake. But we're not going to tell you.
We made a
Okay, we
mistake.
did make a mistake because Ricky didn't put on our microphones, but it's not his fault.
Okay,
Happens.
let's just go for the fact that like when we did record it, we did rush a little bit on it to get started.
Yeah, we kind of did.
It was a good episode.
It was.
It was. Really
It
was.
was. It was.
I feel like I feel like it was the best one yet.
I think it's for the fact that
I
it's
wouldn't
like
say
also.
that.
I think it's also for the fact
Honestly.
that I think it's for the fact that since we did miss it, it just makes this one even better because even though it's on the same topic
Yep.
True, I'm gonna have the same answers.
and all that stuff,
Yeah. But
But
then
I
we can
think-
reword it.
I didn't
That's
have
true.
to bring that up.
Yeah. What we do.
But yeah, we did it. We did do an episode. We did record an episode, but there was some audio. There was an audio issue with it, so we're redoing it again.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. This one would be better. So on the episode we were supposed to be released, our topic is video games. We talked about video games. Everyone that loves video games. Um, Video games has evolved over time. I know as a kid, I remember, you know, playing Sega Genesis and going from there all the way to PlayStation 1, 2, 3, Xbox, all those consoles have evolved immensely. And even the video game graphics. I mean, you guys can agree with me that we've gone from pixel, video games all the way to like realistic, video game graphics that like blow your minds. And I think that's just amazing to see the evolution of games and the evolution of how far we came. Um, but I still propose the question, uh, and I'll go first this time. So the first video game console I've ever touched in my life was, of course, a sorry, I almost lost the name. A Sega Genesis is the first console I ever picked up in my life. Now I don't remember the games I played. I think Toy Story was on there. If it was, that was probably one of the best games I played on there. But then again, I don't remember. I don't remember what the games were on there. Um, but yeah, that was the first one I've ever put my hands on, and then from there, it was all about the Game Boy Advance and the Game Boy Color. In my heyday, like that's what everyone had, and if you didn't have it, then you know you weren't cool. I don't know if that's how Ricky was,
No, it's not
but
that.
what, Ricky? What?
Nothing.
I hate you.
It's not even me right now. I'm not the one that's like staring at the phone right now while doing a podcast.
I have notes.
My God. Notes.
Yeah, I
It's the
took
same thing
notes.
from yesterday.
Yeah.
He's
I
trying
have-
to remember. He's trying to remember what he wrote, what he said yesterday.
Oh, because I said a couple sentences. I didn't like the way I phrased them, so I wrote like tips and stuff.
I'm prepared, I guess.
Yeah.
I was like, why is Ricky laughing so much right now? I'm like,
Because
I
like
thought he
I'm
was
I'm,
dead
here,
serious.
I'm listening to you talk, and then I see Manny doing this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like for me, for me, it's kind of under. I do that sometimes when we record, but at the same time, I'm also have to like keep check of what we're doing to make sure this thing This
Very
so it
true.
works.
Very true. That's fine.
But seeing
So-
seeing Manny do it, it's just like so visible. It's like, oh my gosh, like what are you doing?
I didn't see that until you pointed it out. But All right, so that's my first console. Again, you guys have now the chance to reword your answers again of your first consoles, which shouldn't be rewarded. I mean, rewarded. Here we go. So we will start with Manny. What was your first console you ever touched
My first
or played
console I
with?
ever touched and played with, same thing, was the GameCube. I got it during the PlayStation 2 era. Um, Later on, I ended up getting a PlayStation 2. However, continued to play mainly the GameCube throughout that year, until they started like killing off the GameCube games, stuff like that.
It was.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Ricky?
I didn't want to lead into other questions.
And stunning analysis right there. We're going okay first because I remember last time was something else. Anyways,
Yeah.
First console you ever touched?
the original
Hollywood.
Nintendo.
The original Nintendo. Nice.
Damn.
Is there an original Nintendo and then Super Nintendo, or Super
Yeah.
Nintendo is the one you mean by original?
So the Nintendo Entertainment System, if I remember correct, that's what it was. If I remember what it was called, that's the very first. The NES, short in short terms. That's the first one, for that one. That was the first one That's the first one I had. And then it got sold off to someone behind my back when I was a kid. But that's another story for another day.
Jeez.
Uh,
You had traumatic stories, with games, man.
How do you still play them? That's
I know.
What can I say? What can I
Yeah.
say?
Worry about that.
What can I say?
All right.
Video games are my
So
life.
your first game was first console was a Super
an NES.
sorry, Nintendo NS.
NES.
Right.
I would play games such as Duck Hunt, Super Mario Brothers. I did try the very first Legend of Zelda, though I couldn't get far in it. My first, and then like but then after that was like my first one that I know I was like actively on was a Genesis and a Game Boy.
Nice. Yeah, me too.
Playing Sonic, also playing Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening on the Game Boy.
Mm. Do
Trying-
you remember Ninja Turtles on the Game Boy?
No, I don't.
Ninja Turtle?
I didn't play Turtles on the Game Boy.
Oh, dude.
I
You know,
played Turtles when it was in arcades mostly.
Yeah, true. You know what? I mean, I know we talked about consoles, but I think the first thing I've ever touched was an arcade. You know, going into arcades and playing those first. Then I think I touched the consoles, but that's just me.
Consoles first, then the arcade.
Oh, nice. So
Yeah,
we all had a gateway through a console, which was Manny was the GameCube, mine was Sega, Ricky was the Nintendo NS, and we
That was my beginning, I would say.
that explains so many things.
You said what?
I was like, there's so many differences.
Yeah, so many differences, and we have all grown with video games through our lives, and we all have experienced video games change. Now, I want to say, and we can dive right into this. You know, Ricky can have his spiel because I know one's coming. But I'm going to bring up the topic of that. Ever since PlayStation, Xbox has ever came out, they had a constant rivalry between people that is still even on to this day. It's like a iPhone versus Android situation.
I feel like
And
it lessened, actually.
Well, yeah, it lessened. Well, I don't know, honestly. When I want to say when the Xbox One S came out, I bought it, and immediately I had friends, you know, Joey and Alex. They were both like, "Oh, why'd you buy that paperweight? And it's useless and whatever." And so I was just like, I just want to play. Like, I don't really care what I use, but Xbox was what I grew up on. I never really had a preference, but it's just I never was surrounded by PlayStation players. So Xbox for me was the way to go. But the only reason why I got a PlayStation 4 was because all my friends were on PlayStation 4, and that's the only way I can play with them, you know, because we didn't have the option of crossplay. So the only way I can play is by buying a PlayStation 4. That's the only reason why I bought a PlayStation 4. Other than I do like the series that were on PlayStation and Xbox, you know, but in all of sense, I don't think I could ever lean to one console for myself. I think for me, I think I love I'm a user in general. I love to play Xbox and PlayStation. Before I was like one of those jerks that was like, "You play PlayStation? It's whack." But then again, I was just saying that because of what everyone else was saying. I didn't really had my own experience of playing PlayStation, but since I did have my experience of playing PlayStation, PlayStation 4, playing games like Uncharted. I think I played Uncharted is only for PlayStation, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I played Uncharted, like I love it. I fell in love with that series, and I got addicted to that one too. God of War was another one that I desperately wanted to play on PlayStation that Xbox didn't have. So each of their own, they both have um, bring things to the table. I think Xbox One S, they had a great um, interface when you first started up the console. I love the interface that was on there of how easily things were accessed, and apps. Um, but that's just my preference. But what do you guys think? Do you guys still side on a certain console, or are you guys in the middle? You guys just love to play. So what is your take on it? And we'll go with Manny first. I know Ricky has a long answer.
Yeah,
He was ready.
mine's gonna be
No,
much shorter.
I was actually gonna say, Manny, you go first.
All right,
Yeah,
Manny, you go first.
mine's gonna be so much shorter. As a kid, I did have a rivalry with my cousins. Had a 360 and had a PS2. Why I had a PS2? Because I liked the color of the box. It was blue. I like blue. Honestly, that's why there was an Xbox 360 and a PS2, and I was like, PS2, that's the one.
Because it's blue.
Yeah, it had a blue box, and I was like, that's dope. I
Okay.
liked it blue over green as a kid, so that's why I chose it. And then I still played Xbox 360. I didn't really talk trash on them, but since a lot of my friends had half of them had PS2, half of them had 360, it was kind of like we did kind of mess with each other. And then when that went on to PS3, like we still kind of messed with each other. Towards the end of
Right.
PS3, so about high school year, ending the middle school. By then, I was already like, I don't really want to talk about that anymore. Like it wasn't really like we're making fun of each other. And even when we were making fun of each other, it wasn't that we actually genuinely hated each other's consoles. It was just kind of like a thing, like that we just like did it
Just
to
mess
do
around.
it. Yeah, because like I still played 360. I don't know if they played PS2, or PS3, but I still played the 360. I loved a lot of the games because my neighbors had it. So
Nice. Okay. All right, Ricky. I know you're ready. All right, here we go.
Fanboys are idiots.
Go for it.
that
Fanboy.
was a lot
idiot.
shorter than I thought.
well, let's see. Well, it's hard to say.
So identify first, Ricky. What are you? Are you leaning on one console, or are you just a user?
I'm
You
just
just
a
love
user.
to play.
I'm just
Nice.
a user.
Ready
Alright.
player.
I just play. I just want to play. I mean, out of the two currently, I have an Xbox, and all that stuff, and all that stuff. But it's just more of the fact it's like I prefer an Xbox because of more familiarity, and I just want to play. Like there's stuff I wanted to on there that I generally use more than I did on my PS4. Though most the friends I played online with were on PS4. I was gonna lose that, but at the same time, there was a chance of an opportunity of getting them back, which I was right about, and that's due to the crossplay with like certain games like Fortnite and Call of Duty, Modern Warfare that's now available, where I can play with Manny on Fortnite or Call of Duty, since he's on a PS4 and I'm on an Xbox. I stopped caring about who's what and what's better once I started working when I used to work at GameStop.
Oh, I didn't even. Honestly, I thought you never cared. To be honest, I thought you just liked them both.
No, I don't. In all honesty, I never took it seriously. I never took the whole thing seriously. I just expressed it more when I started working at GameStop.
So people did take it seriously, though. Like there was actual arguments.
There's actual arguments about what's better, who's better. This is better because of this and all that stuff. And there's like the whole debacle, and then of course there's like the whole fiasco of what happened leading up to the Xbox One and the PS4 with their leading up to launches and everything like that. How when the PS4 got announced, it was supposed to be this gaming platform where all these cool games are going to come out for it and everything like that, and then Xbox did when they announced the Xbox One. There was these whole you can only play it. The console has to be constantly online. You won't be able to share your games with your friends and everything like that. Very anti-consumer stuff, that it provided with it, and they got a lot of flack for it and all that stuff and everything. And then you can always remember, if anyone doesn't remember, that 2013, I want to say, it was Sony's E3 press conference where they were like, you can play you can share your games, you can do this, there's no requirement to be online and everything like that, and there was just like this and everything like that, which kind of solidified what PlayStation 4 is right now as being the best console, right? The best console sales wise, at least, and everything, because everyone has it and all that stuff. I really didn't care about all that stuff because it was more of the fact that it's like I just want to play games overall and all that stuff. It's nice to know of having they can do this stuff like and everything like that with these nice graphics, and they can do these little features and all that stuff. But it's just more of the fact that at the end of the day, it's like I just want to play my games and all that stuff.
And I agree with you, but I think for myself, I love the competition between the companies, because that means it's going to make them create something even better than the other platform.
Oh yeah, and we're actually seeing that now towards the tail end of this current console generation and the next one coming up pretty soon. As like I said, Xbox was pretty much second place. And it's a far gap, and it's a big gap, all that stuff. And what they decided to do was do a bunch of moves that like solidified their how they're gonna be ready for the next generation, and that's like bringing backwards compatibility for 360 and original Xbox games to the Xbox One, launching what I think is one of the best gaming services in the world, and that's Game Pass, where you can for $15 a month you can literally there's 100 games for you to download and play and all for that stuff and everything, and it always rotates. There's always new games and all that stuff. And all that stuff for games that come in and all that stuff. It is similar to Netflix, so you will and all that stuff, but it's more of the fact that it's in your library. Just pick it, downloads it, and you can play it right then and there and all that stuff.
And now they're introducing streaming services as well. So I know Xbox is working on their beta streaming service, which you can actually play on your phone. I had that when I had my Android phone, but now they did give so I went back and I wanted to see if they can do it with our iPhone 11. They haven't sent out my invitation yet, but there is an option for iPhone 11.
Yeah, but
here's
the thing though. You can only play one game on an iPhone on an iOS device.
Really? Okay. Mm-hmm. Damn it.
Because I have the beta, and this is what it's called, Project xCloud. So what the plan is that it's just an initial service. It's not supposed to be it's supposed to be part of the whole Xbox ecosystem and everything, and it's pretty much play your game. The plan is to possibly play all your games within your Xbox to play on any device via streaming. Whether that could be on my phone, a tablet, a Windows PC for another thing and all that stuff, and then it works together. All your saves will be there and all that stuff. You can just continue off where you were, and so far it works. It works.
Yeah,
it works, and it's pretty.
Yeah, the last time I tried it, it was working. I was playing Gears of War 5, and it didn't lag on me once. That I didn't have any trouble with it. So I think that was the cool part of it. And I think also, Ricky, I don't know, Manny, if you know, but I know there's another company that's trying to join the streaming services, Stadia.
Google.
Google. So Google is trying to trying to throw in their hat in the ring with these video game giants. I don't know their services, and I haven't tried it. I don't know, Ricky, if you know any more about that.
So Stadia, which is Google's entry into the whole thing, is pretty much a console in the cloud.
Cloud.
And what I mean by that is just all you have to do is it can be either on the phone, though it's limited to certain devices, on a Chrome browser, on your whether it be like a laptop or a desktop computer or anything like that, or via TV using a Chromecast Ultra. All you do is pick the game. It instantly starts. So how it works is that, like I said, the console, there's no box. Like I said, it's all in the cloud. You just pay for the game, or if you sign up for their pro service, they provide free games also. And you can get those. You get those games. You have those games, and then, like I said, you just pick the game you want. It should instantly start right then and there. I've actually got to try it recently, and same thing. It works. It does work. It works. The only caveat, the bad thing about it, and why it feels like Stadia has is behind still, is that they don't have the necessary games it needs to get, and that's pretty much their own games from their own companies and all that stuff. There's no there's no one specific first party game as what they call it when it's within their own studios, within their own company, that shows the benefits of the platform and all that stuff. Like how for Sony, for instance, with PlayStation, how they have God of War, the Uncharted games, and all that stuff. Xbox with Halo, Gears, and for another example on stuff, they have those games to also promote for their platforms and all that stuff. Stadia doesn't have that, unfortunately. They have studios, but those games are still in development, but we don't know nothing about the games as of right now. And so far, it's like, and then it's more also the fact of availability too. Like I said, it's only the fact that it's supposed to be. Sure, everyone mostly has a laptop and a desktop with a Chrome browser and all that stuff. But phones are on a limited play. It's either through their own phones, which is the Pixel phones. I mean, mostly everyone has a Galaxy phone by now and all that stuff. There's those too also. But it's just like, what is it are you doing to make sure to get these people to come to the platform and all that stuff? Like, and luckily they finally made it available to everyone to use, because originally you had to sign up for their pro membership to get access to it and everything like that. And so it's just, that is more, it's a product that works, but it's what else you're gonna do to make sure you get people to come to the platform and all that stuff.
Right. And I think that's the one challenge they do have, because if they don't have the big hitter games and the big hitter series, I think that'll be challenging for them. But who knows? Maybe Google might blow us out the water with some of their own series, which I'm looking forward to.
But also,
I don't know.
There's also one thing about this, and just game streaming in general. Not everyone has internet.
True.
In the U.S. in particularly, no one has not the whole. There's like a certain. There's a good amount of people areas in this country that doesn't have high speed internet and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's that you need that to have that stuff, and then also for the fact that high speed internet is, you can say, is expensive in a way and all that stuff. Like, just for, if you want like one of the fastest speeds, you have to be willing to pay to spend $100 over $100 a month to get that kind of internet and all that stuff. I am a victim of that, honestly, and all that stuff, because I know that's the only way for me to not only get the streaming capabilities of that stuff, to make sure the downloads are fast enough and all that stuff, and then make sure and everything like that. So it's like, internet is not a point of where it needs to be, like it's actually a necessity for everyone that needs to be used and all that stuff, which sucks, because it really is nowadays, especially in the state of this country that we're in right now and all that stuff. And the fact that people have to spend more than $100 to get fast speeds instead of cutting down prices, because most likely you have the speed. We're now to a point where you can get faster than what they call a gigabit, which is the fastest speeds of all time. But that's like nearly almost 200 to $400 a month if you want to get that stuff and everything like
Yeah.
that. Because it's a rare commodity. Because it's kind of a rare commodity for those kind of speeds in a way. But at the same time, it's like if you're able to shell out what I have, which is like over at least 200 megabits per second, which is fast and all that stuff.
Really fast, yeah.
And all that stuff, and it's like I'm having to pay like $100 a month to keep that, and then also data caps. They have caps on these things where you can only go up to a terabyte, and if you go over that, there's a fee for that if you go over a certain amount. So it's like, and then if you want to not have that cap, it's a $50 a month, an extra $50 a month to make sure you don't have the cap. And it's like, bruh.
So $150 on top of the service of Stadia.
Yeah, if you want to do that, yeah. It's like that now, just with if you have a PS4 or an Xbox, because you need the internet in order to like go online,
play,
and all that stuff and everything like that. Or if you're someone that digitally buys your games, you need those speeds to make sure it downloads and all that stuff. Because people don't want to be waiting 15 hours or longer for some people that I know that don't download their updates. And it's just like it's like no one needs to, like, people need to play their games, especially now. Especially now, like in the streaming community, whoever streams on Twitch and all that stuff. You need that internet.
True. And I think that'll cause a huge challenge. Yeah, it'll cause a huge challenge in the streaming services. So I don't know. Maybe they might give us all a break and give us a good deal, so we're able to buy internet and the streaming service. But we don't know. But to move on and transition topics, I do again want to bring up our favorite series. So throughout video games, I want to hit on top of our favorite series in any console. It doesn't have to be PlayStation or Xbox. It can be any later generation video console, or it can be PC or even mobile. It doesn't really matter. I don't know if mobile has series, but
Call of Duty Mobile. I'm just kidding.
Call of Duty Mobile. So now some of the best series have always been Call of Duty, Medal of Honor, Gears of War, Uncharted, Assassin's Creed.
Gear.
That's okay.
I don't know.
No, okay. Call of Duty is more of like a mainstream popularity to it, so that's
okay.
That's a given, no matter what.
The series they had before, the stories they had before, and then they started doing more of like, platform where you just sign in.
Well, I feel like it's more popular because of the multiplayer and zombies as the campaign.
Well, yeah, of course.
Well, didn't they cut out campaigns from their recent games?
No, you said to download it separately.
That was just last year's title. That was it.
Got it. Well, I meant like series, like not in campaign stories, but most likely just in how many games they put out in general.
Yeah.
So of that same series.
Every year.
Exactly. So that's what I mean by series.
2007 as far as I can remember.
So the series I love the most, and it can be played on Xbox or PlayStation, and even now Switch, is Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed has probably been my favorite series of all time, since the first game, and all the way up into Ezio's trilogy, and after that, like I told you guys before, sorry, because I'm saying this again. Because of the last episode, but again, I didn't follow the Syndicate or Rogue. I barely got into Black Flag and Origins. I didn't play Odyssey, but I am interested in Valhalla, the newest one that's coming out. But that has probably been the best series ever for me, just because I think I love the secrecy the game brought, the story of it. Who was the Templars? What was the Apple of Eden? What is his past have to do with the modern age? So it was just a lot of a mystery that I loved about it. And also Uncharted. Oh, that scared the crap out of me. also the Uncharted series.
The dog's on our end.
Yeah.
The
Uncharted series is something I really love too. I really love to figure out the puzzles it brings to the game. So it made you try to figure out, helped you think a little bit about the puzzles in the game, and I think that's something I really enjoyed
Which one did
in
you
a
play
game.
for that one? Uncharted.
The first one I played was Uncharted 4, and then I bought the pack, the series pack, Drake's Collection, and then I started from 1 up again.
What about
So-
Assassin's Creed? Which one was the first one you played?
Assassin's Creed, I probably 1,
I
which
know,
is
but for them-
Altair, and then I played the Ezio's trilogy, which is the Italy trilogy, and
Yeah.
then I didn't play Rogue Syndicate. I did play Assassin's Creed 3. I played the Black Flag. I played Origins, but I did not play Odyssey. So that's open for you guys. What is your favorite series that you love? And go for it.
Manny, go first.
Yeah. Okay, so my favorite series of all time would have to be Ratchet and Clank. Just 'cause I love the play style of it. Also, it was my first ever game I got on PlayStation console. Or second, first or second, but it was the first one that I actually played completely through, and loved the most. Then on PlayStation 3, it was definitely the first game I got, and loved that. I've played all of them since, except for the one on PSP, and I love how they kind of connect. I love the storyline of them. And then, are we doing favorite games too, or just series?
It was just series.
Just
for
a
now.
series.
Okay,
right now.
and then I'd have to say a solid second would have to be the Need for Speed games. They don't connect necessarily, but I love them.
Nice. All right, Ricky.
There's only one series that I like, that I enjoy the most, and that's the Mass Effect trilogy. And this came out around the 360 era, and the one reason why I like about it is only for the fact that it's actually very, 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 very connected. Where everything that when you start off on one, everything that you do within that carries over to the second one, and then everything you have done between the first two games carried over to the third one. So there's a lot of decisions you make within the game, a lot of choices, a lot of stuff, and a great storytelling. I think the second one's one of my favorite games out of the whole trilogy. And
Right.
just the fact of what kind of decisions you have to make, because it's pretty much that whole thing's like a suicide mission for it and everything like that. It's like, and the replay value for that series in general is ridiculous. Like, I think I'm going through my 5th run through of the whole trilogy right now.
Wait, Mass Effect's the N7, right?
Yes,
Okay, just making sure.
and everything like that.
Nice.
So, and all that stuff. So it's like, I enjoy that game so much and it's also one of the first games that made me like brought out to try different stuff. Because I'd always played mostly like platformers, like side scrolling stuff, and then like sports games only. But that was like that game right there is also branched me out to try other things.
Nice. So I know that was our first. That was series. The series you guys love. I think what I want to transition to is, what is your favorite shooter? Now I know we all can agree, like, okay, Call of Duty is probably the top one of a shooter game, but I think let's venture off of that. If you guys have any other shooter games that you enjoy,
it doesn't have to be called. I know you said Call of Duty, but can it just be a specific Call of Duty in general?
Sure.
Call of Duty Ghost. I'm kidding.
So
I'm kidding.
I think one of the
I never even played that one, and I know how.
I don't think I ever played that one either.
Dude, I played half, and I was like, I'm done with this.
I think one of the shooting games I really liked and enjoyed, which I was hoping they would make more of, is Army of Two. Army of Two was something new for me. I think it was because you're able to customize, weapons, their armor, everything like that. I know, Call of Duty can do the same thing. I get that.
No, it's not that. It's more of the concept of that game, which is why I think it didn't do well. And that was supposed to be more of a co-op shooter.
Yeah, exactly. I think the second one was interesting because I think anything you did actually changed. I don't want to say change the game, but your decisions did change the outcome of someone else's situation. So like there was a moment where like me and Simon were playing, right? And then I guess this kid was just like in need of a weapon to like save his dad, and then we were like, forget you, little kid. And then basically like his dad died, and then he grew up to have resentment, and I don't know what led on. Like it gave like a whole story like of what happened
Oh,
because of
okay.
our decision. So I was just like, what? And then Simon was
She
like,
just
see what
gave
you
him
did to
a
that kid. I was just like, I didn't think it would. I didn't think that would happen. But no, I think Armenia 2 wasn't that bad. I liked it. It was enjoyable. Anyone else?
I'd have to say favorite FPS is probably Overwatch. Yeah,
Okay.
I like the style of it. I like the thing. Like it's kind of not the layout, but I like the kind of like Call of Duty is, but not really.
The Overwatch
The
is
format.
nothing like Call of Duty.
No, because I was gonna say like two teams put against each other, and I was like, no, because Call of Duty is the same thing. That's what I was thinking. Because that's what I was gonna say. Like, it's not different in that reason.
It's different because because it's more the fact of the abilities that each character has.
Yeah.
And what
Okay.
the modes provide to do that stuff.
Right. And you, Ricky, what is your shooter
favorite
game?
shooter? Fortnite. No, I'm just kidding.
I thought you were dead serious. Like, okay.
It's like Apex.
I'm kidding. It's honestly a tough one because like
And
shooter.
Awesome.
Stop. I'm not gonna say shooters were my least favorite genre.
Yeah.
During a time like this, like because now I mean I play them more now than I have before. I would say I don't know. I don't. Okay, if I had to like pick one between for now, I would say Call of Duty, the new one at least, the recent one that's not now out and all that stuff.
Can't hate on that one.
And all that stuff because it's like it's the one I do enjoy. I can say most Call of Duty games for every time they come out, I would play the campaign, do a little bit of multiplayer, and I'm done by I'm done with that game by the new year.
You don't really play zombies?
Mm-hmm. Not as much. Not when like Black Ops had them and all that stuff in World at War.
Okay.
And all that stuff because those were the only games that pretty much had it.
Yeah.
But this game in particularly, it's like because it is currently the month of May, and I'm still playing the game and all that stuff. That's what's kind of I find crazy about it because I actually enjoy it. I think the fact of what they've added to this year's title, such as like you have the 2v2 gunfights modes, they have battle passes now where you can get like a bunch of cool stuff. The multiplayer I enjoy it, though people like have their gripes and all that stuff like always and everything like that with Call of Duty multiplayer. But then especially with the addition of Warzone with their battle royale mode and all that stuff, it's always something that's like, oh, I'm gonna get on Call of Duty and all that stuff, and all just to that way I can just play a match of Warzone, grind some multiplayer to level up weapons and all that stuff for the battle pass. Or even just to go on and just change some weapons and all that stuff to see like try something new out and all that stuff. And it's like so the fact of like that's happening to me right now, it's like, oh, cool.
Now, how do you feel on Warzone compared to Blackout?
I enjoy Warzone more. Here's the thing about Warzone and Blackout. They're both ridiculously long. I say I kind of have more fun with Warzone for the fact of they have these implemented these things such as like the gulag where you can do the 1v1s to get you back into the map, the implementation of getting money to buy stuff and even get your like, or if you're playing with like in a trios or a quad, where you can get your teammates back if they can't get back in the game. The ability of kill streaks and all that stuff, like all that stuff is cool and interesting. It's just more interesting and what more you can do with it in Warzone. And in Blackout, it felt like Blackout just felt like Call of Duty with PUBG over. I mean, it was PUBG with Call of Duty skin over.
Honestly, yeah.
In all honesty, like it was fun. It was fun when it came out and all that stuff and everything. And then again, like that was also when. But it's like I think with another thing is Modern Warfare's battle passes and tier progressions with that stuff has been more inducing and willing to like try out to do than Blackout and Black Ops 4 was, and all that stuff, because though the tiers those were free, and also if I remember correctly, but it just seemed like you can't do much for it within Black Ops 4 and all that stuff. But with Modern Warfare, though, you do have to pay for the battle pass. There is that sense of like, whether you're playing in Warzone or whether you're playing in multiplayer, because those are the two I mostly play in. Like, for a fact that you're getting your tiers are leveling up at least and all that stuff, and everything. And so that's for me. It's just more Warzone. I enjoy Warzone out of the two recently.
Nice.
And the fact that Warzone's free to play separately, so it's not like you don't have to buy Modern Warfare to get Warzone. Like it's a free download.
Yeah, and I think having the ability. I don't know. Does Call of Duty have cross platform play or no?
Yeah.
Yep.
They do on every console.
Yep.
Yeah. It's PC, Xbox, and PS4 because that's the one it's on.
Yeah, and so I think that's interesting. I think it's interesting that we are starting to see more and more cross-platform play. I think that's amazing for all consoles because it's just easier for everybody without having to buy another console and to be able to play a certain game. And I think it's just cool to know that everyone can start to enjoy the game in itself, not having to for example, for me, I was just like, man, I didn't have if I had a PlayStation, I couldn't play Halo, you know what I'm saying, or I couldn't join that game at all. But I don't know how far they're going to take it because I know Call of Duty has always kind of been that way.
Well, so for cross-play, like for such as like third-party games, which is like games that are published that are made outside of within a platform, such as like Call of Duty, Madden, and all that stuff, Division. I hopefully expect to see more crossplay out of that. But if you're looking at something such as like exclusive games that are from within their platform studios, such as like Halo and Gears for Xbox, or maybe like though they mostly have single player stuff for Sony. Say if like they do decide to make a game that has multiplayer and all that stuff, don't expect any kind of cross platform and all that stuff. In my opinion, and all that stuff, with the exception of Minecraft and MLB The Show, because Minecraft, though it is the studio is owned by Microsoft, it is on all platforms and it does have crossplay for everything. MLB The Show, though it is created by PlayStation Studio, they recently made a deal with MLB that I don't know if it's starting next year or the year after, all future MLB shows will be now available on all platforms and all that stuff. Will they have crossplay? I damn sure hope so. I would love to see that. For MLB The Show, I mean. But it's like, for games such as like next year's this year's Call of Duty is going to be like this year's Madden, FIFA, like these yearly titles that come out on a regular basis and all that stuff, or even multiplayer games in general, such as like Rainbow Six Siege, The Division. Let's see here. What else am I missing? What am I missing? Whatever. Any kind of those kind of multiplayer games that are out on every platform. Like, I hope they decide to add in crossplay for these games, because it's nice. It's these kind of games, like, if you want to bring more people in, like, you want to play these games and all that stuff, and play with the friends and all that stuff, like, you want to get that all implemented and get that going. It's like Fortnite would not be where it is right now if it didn't have crossplay, in all honesty. Like, it would be a big title, but the fact that they added crossplay now just made it more bigger of what it was. at the time
Mm-hmm.
and all that stuff. And Call of
And
Duty,
it makes it more enjoyable too. I mean, the fact that you can hop on your phone and play with people that have like consoles and or for my sense a Switch, I think that's amazing.
yeah, exactly. So it's like, I mean, like of course there'll be always be those like certain development limitations of what a game can do, what kind of game you make, and all stuff. And I can understand, I can understand that myself and all stuff. But if you have that, if you have that opportunity to where there's a chance for your game to grow, and I'm looking at you, Apex Legends, and to bring that fan base together, like you should bring in crossplay and all that stuff, and for that stuff and everything like that. Hope you hear
Which
that.
I don't know why they don't. I mean,
Dude, I remember looking it up.
Downloadable game.
Well, no,
Looking it up. Actually,
well,
like, yeah,
it's an
thinking
infrastructure.
about it.
It's all an infrastructure thing too. Like the way how it works is like you have to make sure they have an account, like a specific account for it's connected to all their platforms. Like for Fortnite, for example, that you have your Epic ID, account ID, that and all that stuff. The way to get, and then you want to connect. You have to make sure all your platforms that you have, that you use, well, like Xbox Live, PlayStation Network. What was I thinking? What was it like? Maybe like your phone and all that stuff, or even like your Nintendo account. You want to make sure all that's connected, so that way, all that stuff works and all that stuff, and then all your stuff works on all located in one thing, and then the progression works, and the progression will work. So there isn't like an infrastructure, a background infrastructure thing that needs for it to work. Games are from like Apex Legends for example, they have an opportunity to do it. Like it's just more of are their publishing company that publishes the game, help publish the game and all that stuff, are willing to get the resources together to make sure all that works. Same thing with like Rainbow Six and Division. They're all under one company called Ubisoft. Is that company willing to provide the resources to do that kind of stuff, to get their games on multiplayer and all that stuff? I hope so, and I hope they do, and I hope they look for it. That's why I'm really like this year. I'm really hoping for like we see these kind of games, to get these bigger games to have this stuff, announce it at least, to like this is coming, like crossplay is coming, like just say it's coming, and I'll be happy at least for that and all that stuff and everything like that. Because like last year when Modern Warfare got announced, when this year's the recent Call of Duty Modern Warfare got announced, and crossplay was a feature, that everybody took surprised by that, because of all and everything like that, because it's a big title and all that stuff, and the fact that it's bringing crossplay, it was like, oh snap, and all that stuff. I don't have to buy another, because I didn't have my PS4 at the time, and I was like, I was like, I don't have to buy another PS4 now, because I can play Call of Duty with my friends and all that stuff and everything. And I was like, thank God.
And so experiencing, crossplay, experiencing what these series are doing now, and trying to invite as many people to the game as possible is amazing. But I'm honestly looking forward to not just the games that are going to be released this year, but also to, of course, the consoles that are going to be released this year. The consoles we all know is the Xbox and Series X that's coming out this year, and also is the PlayStation 5 that's coming out this year. Ricky, if you can talk a little bit about that, about when they'll be coming out, price, and if you can like differentiate their specs.
Oh, I can
Differentiate. There, sorry, that was a big word for me.
Where do I begin? Should I talk about the console that has the most information, or the console that has the least information?
Both.
Well, it doesn't really matter. Honestly, it's just like, okay, Xbox One Series X is coming out later on.
I gotta lie, I thought you said Xbone.
What? You thought I said Xbone?
Yeah.
Oh, Xbox. Sorry if I said that word. Xbox Series X is coming out probably later on the holidays.
Holiday season this year.
Holiday season. We don't know the price. We're hoping it'll be less, just because of what's been out. Is 400?
That's what I'm guessing.
Oh, got it.
That's what I'm guessing.
If it can be like 300, that'd be awesome. But I don't know if that'll even happen. PS5, we don't know nothing about.
over
other
500.
than over.
I'm just,
PS5, you tripping, bro?
I don't know.
Oh,
But the
bro,
rumors. Okay, so the rumors on. If we start on price,
was 5,000.
where we're looking. Xbox Series X is probably looking at a 4 to 450 price range, and that's the only reason why it's going to be like that, because there's also another rumor that they're actually going to do a second model of an Xbox for this new generation also. So you know how like this currently right now we have an Xbox One S and an Xbox One X and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we're probably looking at something similar with this console generation. So you're gonna have the Series X, and then we'll probably have like probably say like the Series S in a way, and all that stuff, to give it a somewhat of a name. Right now, it hasn't been announced yet. There's no announcement, but there's like a rumor there's gonna be like a secondary console and all that stuff also to give people like another price point, so that way people can try to get these consoles. PS5, there's only one console. That's it. Price rise, there's a somewhat of a chance that it could be somewhere around 500 for that one.
No, dog.
And
I ain't buying that. I am not buying that $500.
And all that stuff. I don't know for sure. I'm gonna keep a lid on it until we hear more information on myself on that, because seriously, with the PS5, if you look at this from a lead standpoint of marketing of who's been talking about their consoles as most, it's like little much on the PS5 end, because all you know is the specs, the controller, and the unique thing about what's supposed to be unique about the PS5 is their SSD, their solid state hard drive thing they have, of what it's supposed to be within it, how it's supposed to be able to bring out these nice graphics and faster load times and everything like that. Just not that long ago, there was like this demo of showing PS5 gameplay on how it's supposed to look and everything like that, and it's just like, well, yeah, that's nice to know that this is running on a PS5 and everything like that, but it's like, how much different is that going to look when it shows it on a series, when you probably see it on a Series X, when the Series X has like somewhat better like tech specs than a PS5 and all that stuff, and it's also like taunting of like having faster load times and everything like that, the ability of probably getting having the gameplay resolution up to not only 4K but 8K in the future possibility, delivering up to maybe hopefully 120 frames per second besides the standard 60 frames per second and all that stuff. So it's like if that can happen, it's like what's so different about it and all that stuff? Where is that difference maker in a way? There's no definitive date, or like, we supposed to know it's coming out this year for the PS5, but we don't know when. Yes, you can say like there's no set date for sure because of the fact of the coronavirus and everything, and how that has like affected their ability of possibly shipping out the consoles once it comes to that date, or whenever they come out. We can't say nothing about
consoles made in China.
Huh?
Aren't the consoles made in China?
Yeah. And where did the
That's why
coronavirus
it's so
originate?
processed.
No, I'm just adding to it. I'm not asking a question.
I thought you were just like,
No.
I was like, well, yeah. I was like, where do you think the coronavirus originated?
Yeah, no.
Stuff. I mean, though there has been a decline in cases, somewhat of a decline in cases in China. Not everybody's back to work though in China, especially in the factories. Yeah. So it's like, Xbox says like they are committed to the whole holiday 2020. They are keeping an eye out on everything just in case. Is there a chance of these consoles getting delayed? Who knows? In all honesty, because the one thing about it is like this is supposed to be a worldwide release, so that means not only here in the States, but it's supposed to come out everywhere else on this whatever this date's gonna be. And also, they don't want to do a whole. It's coming out in these countries on this date, and then another set of these countries on another date and all that stuff. And they don't want to do that. and all that stuff. But it's an interesting thing about it. For on like pricing, shipping, and dates. What's in the box? I say Xbox has a better lead on this stuff because they've already talked about what's in the console and all stuff. And I mean, they even showed the box. I mean, you can actually see the box. There's pictures of the box and all that stuff when they show it and all that stuff. I do say it's nice. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, that's pretty. I mean, it's like it's an interesting year. It's an interesting year for these new consoles due to the fact of this virus, and then a bunch of other things.
Yeah, I think I don't know what to expect from these consoles until I have it in my hands. I mean, they can talk about everything about what's going to happen, but the PS5 is a mystery to me, so I hope they put out something good. If it's going to be worth $500 or even more, better blow my freaking mind. Because if I'm paying that much for a console, I hope it's good.
I say this, like, for the PS5 to get me, they have to show something, like, and it cannot be
something innovative.
No, it has to be like, it cannot be a Last of Us 2 or Ghost of Tsushima upload resolution, a scale up resolution gameplay demo, because for the fact that those two games are coming out for the PS4 within the next month or two, and all that stuff. And if you're best, whenever they decide to like present this console, and you plan on showing games, it better be new God of War, new Spider-Man, because those only two games I loved on that console, or something brand new from one of their studios that's innovative and all that stuff, that's taking advantage of what it can with the console now, or Horizon 2, because there hasn't been an announcement of that one yet, and all that stuff.
If a new God of War game came out,
it has to be.
I'll be like, that'd be awesome.
There has to be. The last one was awesome.
Well, I didn't play the last one.
Oh.
Yeah,
boy,
I know.
Did you miss out?
Wait, was there a twist?
Oh, did you miss out? Well, because it's somewhat of a soft reboot / continuation from when it came out on the PS2. And all that stuff, because like, of course, he's an old man, he's a dad, and all that stuff. This is you're dealing with more North mythology. Have I said that right? Like with Odin, and all that stuff and everything like that. And the ending.
Okay, don't tell me the ending because I haven't played it yet.
The ending.
So if you guys haven't played God of War,
if a PS4 was like, if someone was like, if you had was like, I'm gonna give you this PS4 with God of War, and just gave it to me, I would cook it up in an instant and play that game right now.
Jeez. I remember when they first announced it, and I saw the reactions of people. People were like, their heads were blowing up. They're like, "Oh my god!"
Well, and then like
awesome.
When that game came out, when that game got announced, I was like, "Ooh, new God of War, that's different." Because here's like, I've never played the other ones.
Me neither.
And also,
that's because my friend had it.
Because I mean, like, I've played them, but I was like, I never invested in it as much. And then it's like, for seeing this and what it provided, I was like, this is interesting, and I want to play. And then it's like, came out, played it. That week it came out, all I did was just play that game, and all that stuff, and it was just
honestly,
awesome.
if they did have like a package on PS5 like to download it, I would probably download all of them.
Well, I mean,
probably play them all.
I mean, there has been talk. There is chats about like the PS5 is supposed to have backwards compatibility. But it's only but from what it sounds like, it's only PS4 games. And
isn't God of War a PS4 game though?
Well, yeah, I'm just saying.
Okay.
If you wanted to do like the whole series, like the only option you got is like just the PS4 God of War. Honestly.
Yeah.
But then again, like I mentioned, there's a possible chance that they'll probably do like an upscaled PS5 version of it, so that way like it takes advantage of the console, what it has and everything like that. And you probably have to
that'd be a good seller.
No, see, that's the thing. I don't want that. I don't want that though. In all honesty,
you don't want a collection?
I don't want to. Well, I've already played it. Well, I think for me, because I've already played it and beat it.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
Well, people that don't have it though, it's good.
If people don't have it, yeah. I think for me though, it's like for me, like I said, for me for this PS5 for me to like actually get this one, because as of right now, I'm just planning on getting a Series X and all that stuff. For me to like okay, the PS5 is gonna be added into the collection now and all that, it's gonna be part of this now and all that stuff. For me, it has to be like a brand new game, and that has to be like it has to be the second God of War shown, or a New Horizon shown, or even Spider-Man 2, the new Spider-Man game, like one of their and all that stuff. Because we're not going to see Uncharted. I don't think so.
Sad.
If you announce that Last of Us 2 Part 2, Ghost of Tsushima, and even Final Fantasy VII Remake are getting PS5 versions to take advantage of the console, I'm gonna be like, okay, that's cool, and all that stuff. I'll probably.
Now what if they're like, there's a new God of War and there's a new Spider-Man, but we're gonna releasing Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima
on the PS5.
Then how do you feel? Yeah.
Well, I mean, no. I'm saying if there is no, I'm saying.
Oh, if they're only pushing those.
If they're only pushing like re-releases.
I see that. Okay.
It's not gonna be it's not gonna happen. But like I'm saying, if they plan on announcing a sequel to God of War or Spider-Man, or even Horizon, even though I haven't finished it, but I still love that game.
That would be the winner for you.
That would be the winner for me and all that stuff to get it and all that stuff. I'm probably gonna, but like most of my games, like most of the other games, such as like whatever Call of Duty, Madden, FIFA, or like any games that are like, or Cyberpunk, to name to what's coming out this year and all that stuff. That's all going to Xbox.
Yeah.
And everything like
that. You know, because
like,
that would be a winner for me. Yeah, that would be a winner for me too. I mean, like the fact that if those sequels were to come out, that would have been awesome. But I must admit, if anyone's watching this, I've never played Final Fantasy in my life, other than Final Fantasy Tactics on Game Boy Color Advance.
I've never played one Final Fantasy game in my life.
I'm so lost in that series. I don't even know what's happening.
I never finished 13.
Wait, so you played the series?
I played them. The only one I haven't,
okay.
Like the only one I haven't played is 7, 8, and 9. And 7's the one that's the most popular one.
Or even Resident Evil. I have never played any of those.
I have played one of those. I played Retribution, I think.
You have to play 2. The remake of 2 that came out last year.
I don't know.
Oh man, and then like 3 just came out recently. That's gonna be I can't wait to play that one whenever I get the chance.
Or even any of like the horror genre video games. I haven't played Dead Space. I never played that one. The only one the only one I ever played was man, it was called Paul. Dude, I need to look it up now. It was like a background where he's an author. He like this town to like write his book. Then all of a sudden, Alan Wake. There we go. That's the one I played. That one was creepy. I actually enjoyed that one.
You can play the 360 version on your Xbox One, and it's coming to Game Pass too.
I wouldn't play it again, but I played.
You guys played the Fire Emblem games?
I played. I forgot what it was called on a 3DS. I think it was called Awakening.
Wait, for Pokemon?
No. It's called Fire Emblem.
No. Oh, no, I don't play that. I mean, yeah, Fire Emblem.
He's like, what Pokemon is that? The X and Y?
Oh my gosh.
Dude, Pokemon has evolved so much.
He's like, that the jump.
I don't even know what's going on anymore. I do have Pokemon Sword. That one's fun on the Switch.
You got Sword? What?
See him.
Yeah.
Pokemon
Sword. Yeah, I love Pokemon.
I have Sword. Beat it. Waiting for the expansions to come out. Hopefully that's soon. Well, it's supposed.
What's the difference between like the two different versions? Like, it's X and Y, Shield.
It's always been because of Pokemon. So certain Pokemon will be on one version, and all that stuff. The other would be on another and all that stuff. Particularly with
I know there's like
this.
So the character on the front of the box is the one that you can only get in.
That's the That's always a legendary one. So the legendary. So recently with the more recent Pokemon games, they've always shown the legendary of that version for that version. So like the one you see on Sword and Shield are the legendary Pokemon for that version and all that stuff.
Oh, okay. Which is the deer one? That one's dope.
I don't know about the deer one.
That's the one in Y. That was in Y.
Yeah.
No, X.
What's it?
Oh.
X.
Oh, X. That one's dope.
The only Pokemon version I got up to was like Pokemon Red and Blue. That was the only one I kept up with.
I only played 3 Pokemon.
Wow.
No, 2 Pokemon games.
I've played every single one.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, but like in Pokemon Sword, there's like some Pokemon. I was like, okay, I think you guys just gave up on like try to like figure one out. You guys are like, put 2 swords together and that's a Pokemon. Or put like gears together and that's a Pokemon right there. There we go. And so it's just like it was funny. I was like, this is a Pokemon?
That's always been one of the gripes in Pokemon recently. Like people don't think they have like enough
creativity.
No creativity.
Well, I mean, for that matter, you can say just light Lizard's tail on fire and it's Charmander. Like, you know what I mean?
But it's like, but at the same,
and that's the best Pokemon ever.
At the end of the day, it's like, like you're gonna play the game,
I guess,
and all that stuff. You're gonna have the opportunity to play every single one, except for, well, with these 2 versions, with this generation, current generation Pokemon. It's a little tougher now, but it's a little tricky to get them. But
yeah, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed Pokemon, but I know this is off topic. But even Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember changing so much.
Oh,
remember that?
Yu-Gi-Oh! Go hard, bro. I never played the games.
Yu-Gi-Oh! After the original series.
I played the card game.
You never played the card game? Oh, okay.
I thought there was a video game of it.
There's video games of it, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I've never played those. I watched the anime and played the card game. I never played the video games.
After the Yu-Gi-Oh! Original series ended, it just got so weird.
Really? I haven't
like, let's duel battle on motorcycles. I'm like, how do you guys do that on motorcycles?
It's a cartoon.
Do you guys remember Bakugan?
I know, but it's funny.
We're not going that deep.
No.
We're not going that far. Okay.
We're not gonna go that far.
We're not going full blown nerd, right?
We're not gonna go that far. Okay, we're not gonna go that far. We're not gonna far.
Yeah.
As much as I never
paid attention, Dragons.
As much as I never paid attention to that much, I know we're getting deep already.
Oh, dude. Okay, this is not a video game either. Show and all the kids played it, but in freaking, sorry, I had to bring it up. And it probably might be the same thing because I don't know what it's called. But you know, like the things you
Beyblade.
let off and they Beyblade. There you go. I was like the toppers.
Yeah,
that sounds so old.
I never watched any of that, but it was cool. It's a cool concept.
Dude, people in Able Charter was dead serious about that game. Like these kids came with customizable like Beyblade. They were like, this is this,
oh,
this is that,
yeah.
this is this, and this is that.
Like,
and this kid bought like a whole case, and it was just like, this is my favorite one. It has dragons, and it kills them, and really fast. And I was like, I'm serious about this game. That is crazy. I had to bring that up. I'm sorry. I know that's way off topic. That has nothing to do with video games, but it just amazed me how like that was like explosive in that day and age.
Dude, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna stop talking about the whole non-video game thing. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna get a lot of hate on it. I don't really care. I like Digimon better than Pokemon. I'm just gonna put that out there.
All right, man. So we're
better.
Don't ever come back.
Honestly, like in all honesty, I don't see how that can be controversial nowadays.
No,
I know people that hate that.
I don't see how that can be controversial nowadays. In all honesty, it's like if
I love the Digimon original series, but I don't know if they did anything after that.
They have a new series. I don't like that one. I like the original.
I don't even know.
Huh? There's like I forget what it's called. I'll send it to you later. I'll have to look it up.
I mean, they kind of rebooted it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I didn't know they even made a new series, honestly.
But there's
sorry,
5 different ones.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
5 different ones. Well, of course, there's the second season.
Watch the first one.
There's a continuation of the first one, and then there's like 3 or 4 new ones that are like different stories and all that stuff.
Yeah, I watched first and second,
know.
and
And then,
never
like-
watched the storylines.
And then they did like 4 different movies, like, but it was with the original kids, but they're in high school and all that stuff. Pretty good, I might say. And then they,
Hey,
and then
did
they
you
rebooted
guys?
the first one.
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys always like when a Pokemon came out and it's like, who's that Pokemon?
Oh yeah, and then
Pikachu! And
they
it's
showed
like-
them the whole time. Like they showed
Like
that
Pikachu. It's like Jigglypuff. It's like, damn it.
character.
Yo, I was dead. That was funny to me because it was just like I always tried to guess what Pokemon it was, and then I always got them wrong.
It was always simple though. They always showed that Pokemon through the whole episode, so you know what Pokemon it was.
True. Yeah.
So like,
Honestly,
say like,
was the
let's just say
point of it.
Snivy was like the main Pokemon of that season.
So this was
Or
part
episode,
of the video. I don't know if this is part of the video game conversation, but it can be because it's mobile. But Pokemon Go was awesome in the very beginning when it came out. It was
still play it.
awesome. Everybody was out. Everybody was catching Pokemon. It was like great. And I feel like Pokemon Go was too slow giving out the what was
Trading.
promised later on.
Well,
What was
'cause-
that trading?
Well,
It
you have
wasn't,
to-
but it was the Pokemon wrist or wristband you can
Oh.
have.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? That's hecka tight. Dude, if they would have given that out right there and then, dude, that would have been tight.
But you have to
Anyways,
look.
go ahead.
You have to look at it also. Like, did you really think it would get that big in the first within its first couple months?
No.
No, well,
Or
I
would
didn't
you?
think it would
Or let me
catch
say
on
this:
that
would
fast.
you expect that kind of a social interactivity within that game itself of what we saw of like people being
Yeah.
out, socializing, finding out like there's a seeing? Because I remember those days when we would see like a bunch of people in one spot and then be like, there's this Pokemon over here and all that stuff and everything like that.
Yep.
Like it's like that right there. It's like you don't expect stuff like that and all that stuff. Like I was excited for it myself, but I never expected something like that.
That social interaction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember,
In
I remember downtown Stockton. I remember like everybody was there. Everybody. I don't know if Ricky you remember, but we were like in the waterfront, and all of a sudden someone was like, what was that Pokemon again? There's a Squirtle over here. There's a Squirtle. Dude, when they said Squirtle, you literally saw this crowd just run from one park to the other side, like hecka fast. Me and Simon were over there trying to run. We were like, "There's a Squirtle," and dude, I didn't catch it. That was the sad part. I was pissed. I was like, "Are you serious?" But yeah, it was awesome. Like me and Ricky and Simon, I remember we would go down to like eat in downtown, and then we would walk around for like an hour or two, just catching Pokemon in the waterfront. It was great. I really loved it.
I caught a gold Magikarp at the waterfront in Stockton.
Those were useless.
No,
Unless it
if
was
you
a
call a
Gyarados.
gold Magikarp, it turns into a red Gyarados.
I know. I remember one time, like me, Ricky. I don't know if you were there again, but it was like Simon, Joey, Alex, and you probably were there because we probably used your car. Sorry, we always use Ricky's car, but I remember we drove to like the cemetery to like catch like ghost Pokemon one time.
Yes,
Like,
I remember that.
okay, you were there, yeah.
So,
It was creepy to
so
like
bad.
go to.
Cause like no, cause
so
like, there was,
bad.
cause like I don't know if we like if it was
We
something
parked
we heard.
next to a graveyard to catch ghost Pokemon.
Oh, you guys didn't go in? Okay.
No, we didn't
Okay.
go in the
No, it was
graveyard.
closed.
You guys
No,
like
we-
went in, I was like, that's so bad.
No, we
No,
didn't go in the
no, heck
graveyard.
no.
It was the graveyard near the county hospital.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we just
So
parked on the
fine.
outside of it. And then it was, and then I think Simon drove in the graveyard place over there in Lodi on Cherokee, I think. And we drove in the graveyard, not at night, during the day. And we were like, you know, the checkpoints to get like Pokemon and medicine and stuff like that. And then we were like catching stuff. And
Yeah,
I think someone was having. I want to say someone was having a funeral because we were kind of getting looked at weird. And then we were like, okay, let's go, let's get out of here. It was like a funny.
Dang.
Or then also too, like when he was driving to work, and we would go far. That was like my time to like catch all these Pokemon. Because I remember like this one person actually completed the list because he drove everywhere, like in the States.
Damn.
So I think he even
Really?
caught Mewtwo too. We're like,
Well, yeah,
what
because
the
like
heck? Where did you
certain
find
Pokemon
that?
were not everywhere. Like you had to go like certain areas to get in order to get that Pokemon.
Where was
That's
Mewtwo
how it's
even located? I never even figured that one out.
idea. I think it was just
Probably like
Oh.
yeah. I know there was a lot of really cool ones in Japan. I saw a video of this dude doing Pokemon Go in Japan. There was like so many of them. Really cool.
Nice. I remember the church was like a Pokemon stop. That was
It
cross.
still is,
I
yeah.
remember people. It still is.
Yeah, in the Harry Potter game, it's also like a stop, which is hilarious to be honest.
Let's not talk about that game, please. That game was such a
Oh
disappointment.
yeah.
That game
I
was such a
remember that. I've seen
disappointment.
that in the theaters. Like people were like, you can battle each other like in real time or whatever.
That
I was
was
like,
such a
what?
disappointment.
Dude, it
They
was,
tried
but
so
like,
hard.
yeah, they try to be Pokemon Go so bad.
Like, what are you gonna do? Walk around and capture wizards or
Well,
what?
I thought it was just more something. I don't know. I thought there was more to it, like spells and I don't know what it was, but it was just weird.
Honestly, they should have made it like kind of like Pokemon Go, but related to Fantastic Beasts. That would have been kind of cool. Like you're catching like the beasts from Newt's case.
Actually, that would have been tight. Yeah, that would have been cool.
That would have been kind of cool.
Yeah, but that would have been dead by then.
Yeah.
So, do you guys ever think Pokemon Go will ever come back, or we're just done with that?
No, I still play it.
I know. I still have a
Other than
strong
you.
fan base, but like
Outside
outside of the Pokemon fan base, not too many people play it.
it still has a strong fan base within that thing. They still like push like new things for it and all that stuff. They've as of now due to the virus and people having to stay home, they've made changes of trying to obtain more easy Pokemon easier since being inside and all that stuff.
That's an Arcanine in my living room.
Exactly. And all that stuff. And even now it's like though the feature is not available yet, there's a way of soon there's gonna be a way of getting the Pokemon that you caught in Pokemon Go to go into future games and that's gonna be available on the main story games. For like Switch and everything like Sword and Shield and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That feature's not available yet, but soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
Really want
I remember one time like when you would get like a Pokemon egg, you had to walk a certain amount of steps or miles to hatch it.
Yeah.
And
But
I know people.
Huh?
What was that?
To be on and on the app.
Well, not no
or
more.
open on.
Not no more.
Yeah, not no more. When it first started,
Oh, okay.
though.
Well, I remember
So
when it first started.
Because
I
like,
remember you would have. I remember someone was like, if you put your phone in the microwave, you're gonna. you would hatch your egg faster. Okay, I never did it, but I think there's some people out there that really believe that. And it's like, I'm gonna put my phone in the microwave. Huh? Oh yeah, I took it. Yeah, Simon would do that.
That
You, like,
worked though,
shook
right?
the crap out of it.
because like you had to be
Oh,
moved.
it
It's
did.
you're moving though, isn't it?
Not really. Sometimes if you shook it, like it worked.
Oh.
So yeah, I would do that. But we are coming to a close, guys. I think this is a fun topic to talk about once again. But as again, we want to do some closing remarks. So the question is, what are you looking forward out of this year and next year for the video games, video game industry, or what are you looking for? What are you looking forward to in general in video games? And we can start with Manny.
More cross compatibility within different games. To be honest,
Nice.
I'm looking forward to.
All right. Anything else?
No, I'm trying to keep it short.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
Ricky, go ahead.
What's our closing?
Now would be the best time to know about what's going on in gaming, not just this year, but in the next couple of years. What I talked about in our last episode, and I'm gonna say it again. There's a thing happening called Summer Game Fest. SummerGameFest.com is the website. We will have. I'll probably remember myself to put the link in our bio on the YouTube one. But you can go there, and pretty much what it is like, it's pretty much letting you know of what upcoming events are happening for certain games, stuff and like that. So normally this time of the year coming up soon would be E3, which is the annual trade show where they present all this like new games and all that stuff, what's coming out, like not just this year but in the future and all that stuff. This year would have been a good year for the fact that we have new consoles, but that's not happening due to the fact of the virus and everything like that. So game companies now are just planning on doing certain events, to digital events, to like present this to present not this to media and all that stuff, but also to consumers who are going to play these games. Again, summergamefest.com is the website. There's already stuff on there of what's coming up, and everything like that. We have EA, who do like Apex Legends, the Madden games and all that stuff, Battlefield games and all that stuff. They have an event coming up in a couple weeks. We're going to learn more about the new Cyberpunk game that's coming out this year. Xbox is planning on doing 2 events coming up. They've already did one earlier this month, and also one is supposed to be more about the console itself. And the next one is going to be talking about their first party titles that are coming from their own studios. So we're going to hear more about Halo Infinite, which the new game that we're going to see. And that's going to be in July. Ubisoft, which we're going to learn more about the new Assassin's Creed game, and some other stuff they're going to have. That's in July also. But that's just a few stuff. Like I said, going to that website will keep you updated on that stuff. It'll actually give you the ability of adding that stuff into your own calendar app, whatever it be, Google Calendars or something like that. I highly recommend it for everyone who wants to know more about gaming, who wants what's coming out for them in gaming and all that stuff, and they want to learn more about what's going to happen with gaming. There's also, if I remember correctly, this Thursday, which would be tomorrow, by the time this episode is posted, we're going to learn more about Last of Us Part 2. So if you want to know about that, that's happening tomorrow. And don't be afraid to play games. That's all I got to say. Games are games.
Yeah.
Have fun and all that stuff. That's why we do. That's what it's here for. And all that stuff. Like, that's why it's here. Why you think and all that stuff. It doesn't rot your brain or anything like that, like some people say.
Yeah, I don't understand I don't understand how that's possible.
I don't know. Yeah.
People are idiots.
I don't know scientific evidence.
It's like hibernation, rot your brain.
You know what? Funny thing. I'm gonna say this right. I guess I know we're supposed to cut this, but the CDC officially made like a video game a disorder, like a disorder, like stuff like how like alcoholism and all that stuff and everything like that.
Yeah.
Tell me why this is the same group of people that when this pandemic started told people like the best way to like to relieve stress or anything like that from this pandemic is to play video games and everything.
Video games for the win.
Like you just claimed it as a disorder of sorts for people who
Dude,
don't
even
play it
get me started when people talk about health. It's like, don't eat eggs, they're bad, they're worse than cigarettes. Wait, eat eggs because they're fine. You know, it's like they're good for you. I was like, shut up.
I mean, there's more of the fact of like if you like video games, play video games. Like if you know how to handle yourself and your timing and all that stuff, like that's fine and everything like that. Is there a chance that you probably need your help? You probably need help. Maybe. That's why you have friends. That's why you have family and friends and all that stuff to make you accountable for that stuff and all that
if
stuff. If
your only friends are online, then that's bad. You need to make some real friends.
I wouldn't say that now. I wouldn't go that far now.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Let's not go that far now. Okay. It's like Twitch wouldn't be where it is right now without those kind of people and all that stuff.
True.
And
my friend met a millionaire online, so.
Okay. So be nice to each other. Be kind to each other when you play video games. Don't call anyone a dick or something like that.
You're trash, Ricky. No, I'm just kidding. No.
What if his name's Richard?
What if his name is Richard? Why would that matter?
Richard goes by Dick sometimes.
Okay.
Stop.
Anyway. No. All right. So our closing remarks. We are looking forward, and thank you to Ricky for bringing all that information up. For those that are interested in anything more further news, follow what Ricky has just said, and we'll provide that link below in our description box. But I am very excited as myself. I'm excited myself for the video games, the consoles, and everything that's coming out this year. I'm looking forward to what is going to come in the next, this year and next year. With that being said, again, we are on Spotify Podcasts, we're on Google Podcasts, we're on Anchor, we are on YouTube, and we are on Apple Play Podcasts. So please follow us on any platform that you are comfortable with. And please subscribe to us on YouTube and press that notification button so when we drop a video that you will get notified every single time we release something. So this is Isaac, Ricky, and Manny. We're signing off once again, and we'll see you on the next episode of a No Name Podcast. See you next week.
Apple Play Podcast.